Hey guys, and welcome to Dan-gler's Sea Fishing. Tonight I'm fishing East Cows, and tonight is a comp. Now let's get fishing.
Daddy's going fishing.
Got a new rod and I got some new line. Got a boat, it's just about time to head on out to my favorite spot. It's just about fishing time. Bee bye, bicky bye, bicky bye, bo, bicky bye, bicky bye, bicky boo. Bee bye, bicky bye, bicky bye, bo, bicky bye, bicky bye, bicky boo.
So I was drawn last out of the hat tonight, so I sort of just had to go where was left available. But where we are fishing, we're fishing down to the landslip there, and then down about the same distance going back that way. So I'm sort of in the middle. Looking out there, it is fairly shallow, this beach, so I'm thinking at low tide it could be a little bit difficult, but I'm going with worm baits, and I'm going to be targeting some flatfish to begin with, possibly a bream if I'm lucky, maybe a bass, something along them lines, but I'm mainly going to be targeting the flatfish to begin with because there's not going to be a lot of water. So for my starting setups, I'm going to be using 2 hook clip downs, one with pop-up beads on the top and one with just beads on the bottom, using size 6 hooks, and it's just going to be a single ragworm on both of them. Then I'm going to be using a pulley pennel with 1/0 hooks on, and I'm going to be making a little ragworm sausage to go out on that, hopefully maybe to try and pick up a bass or something. I am using a slightly different setup tonight, so let me go through my setup for you. So I am using my Xenon C6 low diameters, but I've got them on my 7HT Millionaires. Reason I'm using these is I can use slightly thinner line, and I also have a tapered shock leader on there. As well as that, it is a lighter line, which means I can get a bit more distance, and these reels do cast a little bit further for me. They don't have the greatest drag on them, which might make it a little bit more fun with smooth hands, and they don't have a ratchet, which is a little bit annoying, but it shouldn't matter too much because I'm going to be fishing fairly close to my rods, so I can keep an eye on it. There's no going in and out of the beach shelter tonight. So my night's already going pretty well because, as you can see, I've been given a burger. Some lovely guys who are out on a ride around the island have given me a burger, so I'm going to enjoy a nice little burger before the match starts. Some lovely fresh wriggly ragworm. They're going to be doing the job for me, hopefully. So I am going to put my worm on with a baiting needle. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop them on the baiting needle about to the distance that I want them to go through. So I'm going to go down to about halfway. I'm going to leave this on there for attraction, and then if you're not familiar with a baiting tool, what you do is you pop your hook into there. Because I'm using small hooks, that's where this comes into its own, and I just slide that round onto the hook. So again, just making that ragworm sausage up like I showed in my last video. As I said, this isn't my method, it's just what I saw Wayne Hand do, and I quite liked it. So it's just a case of rotating back and forward. Oh, these are so wriggly. That's not a bad thing. It's never easy making a ragworm sausage, and it's hard to do it without just ripping them all to bits, but this method does seem to be quite a nice way of sort of just whipping them up. So it is quite windy at the moment, but that is meant to be dropping as the night goes on, so I am hoping that's going to ease off. I mean, whether we have any water to fish into might be another story. So high tide is at half 7 tonight. We are starting at 7, so we've got about 5 minutes, but we're going to be fishing pretty much from the low up. Just the last of the low. There's not going to be that much water, so I am going to probably wade out as far as I can to try and get these into some distance. to hopefully fish into at least half a foot of water. Just having a look at the depressions in the sand as I was out here, and as you can see there's quite a lot of these little circles, which is normally a good indication that there's flatfish around. And see, got quite a lot of them around here, so hopefully that's a good sign that we might be able to try and find some flatties later. Well, I think looking at those little indentations that are in the water, it does look like that maybe later on when that tide starts coming up, it's going to be worth chucking some in short, just sort of towards the end of the little groin that's just to the left of me, and just sort of out onto this little sandy bit, because there is quite a lot of those indentations, which would suggest that something is coming in there and making them. They don't look oval shaped, so I'm not thinking that they're sole, but they could be flounder or plaice maybe. There we are, and that's 7 o'clock. Now let's get fishing. Well, that was a bit of a failed start, because one of the reels had blown up before, and I sort of looked at the line and it looked like it was okay, trimmed it all up, but it blew up straight away, first cast, mid-flight. Serves me right, should have changed that. Yeah, so that's not really an ideal start, but that is why if you do fish multipliers, you normally carry a couple of spares with you. So just to show how shallow this mark is, everyone is wandering out into the water. You can wander out quite a long way here before you even hit any depth at the moment. So not expecting much early doors. Wasn't sure whether to move down further onto the beach, but I think once that tide turns, that will start racing in. Let me just show you around so you can see all the people just wandering around over the mud. I think what I might do is I might wander down and just fish on the edge of the tide for a little while, which means I'm going to take the camera off action for a moment, and then I'll bring you back if I catch anything. Well guys, so while I was out there, I did have quite a good take, but I didn't manage to hook up. That was on the 1.0 pulley pennel, but on my other one with the pop-up on one and the beads on the bottom, I did manage a little schoolie bass, which I should be showing you now. Not particularly big, but at least we managed to find a fish early doors. Now all we've got to do is find a bit of a bigger one. Someone has caught a decent one further down, so hopefully we can find one of them. So just over there, I'm going to show you in a moment, but we've actually got like a wall of, I think it's cloud and mist and fog and stuff just sat over. I mean, it's missing us completely, but you can see as it's heading round the island and out over Forley. The sun is just above it. It looks amazing. So while I'm fiddling around, I'm just going to turn you around and let you watch it for a bit. So I have got some live razors, and I've been told that the best way of baiting these up is to use them whipped up the side. So my next bait that I'm going to get ready is going to be a razor and spider crab. Right, next one ready, straight to go out. Well guys, while I was changing the camera a minute ago, my rod actually went, and the little one started waggling away, and I struck in, and I wasn't sure if there was anything on there, and I could see something as I was bringing it in, quite a long way out that one. And as I was bringing it in, I could see there was a fish there, but I wasn't quite sure what. I thought it might be a bream. As it turned out, it was a smoothhound, which is the target species tonight. It was tiny though, but it did make 45 centimetres, which meant that I could weigh it in. So 9.5 ounces. I mean, get in, I'm on the board, and that's an extra 5 points. But, cool, talk about scraping the barrel. But yeah, fell to the worm on the little 2-hook clip down, just on the bottom one there. But let's see if we can get a bit of a bigger one now. That looked like a little bite on the worm one then. Oh yeah, there is. Oh, I think I've been eeled. Well, as much as it's a shame that I'm not fishing with 2 7HTs because of the extra distance that I can get, it is a bit of a blessing, because trying to wind them in, especially from a bit of distance, is knackering. It's just so little. It gives you hand cramp. Oh shit. Ah, that one's not in size either. Well, definitely finding a few of these guys. Not quite big enough, but we'll get this one back, see if we can find some more. So, had a couple of guys come down. They just wanted to say hello. They've been out fishing over in Cowes, and they've had a bream and a bass, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd bring them on so that they can say hi to you. Do you want to give a shout out to anyone?
Hello.
Riley, Jack, yeah, that's all right. Right, anyway, let's get back to fishing. So just baited up a quarter of a crab. These are big crabs, so I've been using them in quarters. And I've just got that on a 1/0 pulley pennel. So just got the bottom hook just sticking out nice and proud, and then the other one just literally sticking out the top. When you do use small hooks, try to make sure that those baits, those hooks are always nice and proud out of there, and it will just help with the hook up. Otherwise you'll get quite a few takes and they won't hook up. So with my clip down rigs, I am using plain leads. They are pyramid ones so that they won't roll around too much, but I am sort of targeting flatfish, so that little bit of movement can help. But also that plain lead does mean I can hit that extra little bit of distance just to really whack that one out there. Just trying to utilise the distance on that worm rod to get that as far as possible. I am going to drop it in later. I'll drop it in around here, see what there is, but I want that tide to move up a bit more before I start doing that. So my aim tonight is to use all of my worm pretty much as quick as possible, catch as many fish as I can on it, and then once the worms run out, then I will be crab and squid baits on both of them. But at the moment, where we're on the board, I've got a crab bait on this one, and then I've got worm on this one, and then I've got a crab bait on this one. So the worm has stopped taking the bites as quick as it was further out. So what I've done is I've now just popped my worm baits in, just plopping them out not so far, just into that eel grass that we were looking at earlier, where all those little divots and stuff are. And we'll see if we can find anything in that area. So my next bait to go out is going to be a ragworm sausage this is just 2 ragworm. They're really big king rag. So I'm going to whack them on the pulley pennel with the 1/0s, and I mean, what fish can resist that? That is a good looking bait. Yeah, this weed's not fun at all, mate. Well, I'm like about 10 yards out and I'm still picking up tons of it. See you later, mate. Well guys, this stuff is proving to be an absolute nightmare. I am only fishing 10 yards out, if that, at the moment, because this stuff is just running through, and I mean, anything that's at distance is just near impossible. It just hoops over almost immediately. Well, that weed seems to be getting the best of most of the anglers around here, and quite a lot are packing up. I'm going to pack up one rod and just fish with the one, but I'll see how it goes. That weed has got really bad. It's just, no one can seem to be able to hold bottom. But I've just popped a shrimp and with a razor whipped up the side of it, just out. I mean, it looks like that's already hooping over with weed. Yeah, it is. I mean, that's been out there 5 seconds. Okay, maybe not 5 seconds, but literally less than a minute, and it is already going with it. I think that's going to be a sign to pack up. Anyway, congratulations to everyone who managed to weigh in. I should be putting the scores up now. Yeah, and although we managed to hit the target species tonight, it's been a bit of a disappointing night. But I did manage to get on the board, and I managed to hit the target species, so that is a bit of a result. Anyway, if you are enjoying my videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and until the next video, I'll see you then.